stacking every month. Put that work in, I deserve to stand. Bring the baddies to the front. It's the type of life that I want. It's the type of life that I want. It's the type of life that I want. Yeah. It's the type of life that I want. It's the type of life that I want. Look, I deserve some time away. I feel good cause I'm posted. Just won't put my feet in the sand. Ain't trying to be far from oceans. Don't want stress about nothing, just fruit and wine.
Yo, what's up, YouTube? Back at you with another video. This is Raw Detroit. Make sure you hit that subscription button, subscribe to the channel, and click on the bell so that you'll be notified whenever we put up an upload. And let's get into it. It is a no-brainer when it comes to the Myles Garrett situation. And definitely, man, there's a lot of different opinions on, Myles Garrett and things of that nature. And it's a lot of different Lions fans that would love to have Myles Garrett. And who wouldn't want to have Myles Garrett? Actually, I wanted Myles Garrett over Zadarius Smith, and I'm just going to keep it a hundo. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. I'm not going to lie to you or anything like that. I wanted Myles Garrett over Zadarius Smith. And because Myles Garrett is the real deal. He is that dude that's going to get to the quarterback, and it's not going to be no future in your fronting at all with Myles Garrett. Now, when Zadarius got on the team, definitely we needed the punch. We needed somebody else that can get to the quarterback, but he wasn't consistently able to do it. And that's the biggest thing that kind of scared me a little bit about Zadarius, is that we brought him in to be a little help, and he started off pretty good. And now you look back at how the season ended, and it just didn't end well with being able to get to the quarterback. And this is something that the Lions have been struggling with for the past 4 to 5 years, is having consistent help on the defensive line and having a guy that can set the edge, not only set the edge, but also can get to the quarterback. We need that other guy that can get to the quarterback. We didn't know that Aiden Hutchinson was going to get hurt. Nobody knew that. Aiden Hutchinson was going to have the best season of his career this year. Probably would have been the defensive player of the year the way Hutch was out there balling. He was doing his thing. And I commend him for trying to get back into the postseason, only for the Lions to let him down and not be able to win in the first game. We got to be able to go to the next level, man. We got to. And the only way the Detroit Lions are going to be able to win is if we be able to add a pass rush to this team. The number one and number two things that you need to do when you're in the playoffs is to be able to run the football, which Detroit stopped doing. They should have kept going to Gibbs because Gibbs was on fire. But at the same time, you need somebody that can get to the quarterback. And I'm talking about this defense needs to be built around Aiden Hutchinson. We talked about this several seasons, that this defense has to be built around your young guy, Aiden Hutchinson. Now, yes, the thing with Myles Garrett is, yes, he's going to be on if you're able to grab Myles Garrett, if you happen to be able to get him, you're going to get him on he has 2 years left on his contract. So that's pretty good. But at the same time, he can end up getting a lot of money as well. So, maybe, it will be good for the Lions to try to pursue him. This is something that we know that Brad Holmes don't normally do. He doesn't go out to big name guys. And the only time when he bring guys in is on a 1 or 2 year deal. And it's going to be the bare minimum. But if the Lions really want to win a Super Bowl, you're going to have to get the pieces on this team that's going to help propel you to get to the Super Bowl. That's the biggest thing. You have to have the pieces. And I know that Brad Holmes is really, really thinking like, man, I really got to get this defense together and on the defensive side of the line, because let's face it, Brad Holmes has been wonderful with building his team and his culture in the draft. And that is the correct way on how you build a team. But when you know that the team is missing an element, and you know that the team trajectory should be way further along than what it is, and the Lions did have a phenomenal season going 15-2, but now having the best record in the National Football League means nothing. That means nothing. You can be 16-1. You can be undefeated and lose the first game in the playoffs. And I think that the Lions owe it to themselves this offseason is to make sure that this defensive line is ready to go. And I'm talking about if you have to go out to Myles Garrett, you go out to Myles Garrett. It's a no-brainer with that situation. It's a no-brainer. You go and get a Myles Garrett. If you got to give up a first and another first and maybe a third to get this dude, you get him. Build this team around Aiden Hutchinson. And then not only that, when the draft comes, you go out there and get a dog. A young dude that you can bring alongside a Myles Garrett. A young dude that you can bring alongside a Zadarius Smith. Because I think that you can still keep Zadarius and Myles Garrett on this team and still have a phenomenal pass rush. So the Lions, man, they owe it to themselves this offseason, man, to be able to make sure that they get a guy like a Myles Garrett or a guy like a Khalil Mack, somebody that can help this team. Now, I know a lot of fans are saying that Khalil Mack is a little bit older. And yes, he's older. And I know that pretty much Myles Garrett is 29, 30, somewhere in there. 29 to 30 years old. And pretty much he's in his prime right now. So you got two gentlemen that can be able to help this defense. And the first person that you're going to go after is Myles Garrett. If you can't get Myles Garrett, then you definitely want to try to get a guy like a Khalil Mack to be able to help this team. And then you draft a guy, or you draft you go out and get a guy like Azeez Ojulari, somebody that can help this team going forth. Now, Azeez is a little bit younger, and he still is, there's still not like a ceiling on him right now, but he can only get better. He's a young dude, but at the same time, if you can grab Myles Garrett, you grab him. It's a no-brainer, man. You grab Myles Garrett. So I would love to see the Detroit Lions really, really try to add the pass rush they truly need to help this team get to the next level. You have to build this defense around Aiden Hutchinson. We've been phenomenal in some areas, and there's other areas that we still got to get better in. The defensive line is the weakness of the Detroit Lions. It is the weakness of this team, and we have to fix it. Brad Holmes has to fix this. He has to get the job done. We don't want to continue to keep talking about pass rush for the next 4 to 5 years. We want to get past this part. We want to be able to go get a veteran guy, but not only that, you want to draft a guy in the draft that you can groom that will be able to play alongside Aiden Hutchinson as well. Because you don't know, per se, if you're going to get Myles Garrett. We don't know. Maybe his idea of just is to continue to get guys in the draft. So it's not a guarantee that the Lions will be able to walk away with Myles Garrett. But if you are the GM of the Detroit Lions and you're Brad Holmes, you got to make the phone calls. You got to make the important calls to go and get the players that you need that's going to help build this defense and help this defense be a juggernaut in 2025 and 2026 season. Myles Garrett would definitely fit this defense. He would definitely get us the added punch. And we will be one of the most scariest defenses in all of NFL with Aiden Hutchinson on one side and Myles Garrett on the other side. We will be terrifying. But that doesn't mean just because you go and get them that you're going to automatically win a Super Bowl. You still got to be able to stay healthy. You still got to be able to run the football in the playoffs. And you still got to be able to stop the run. Those are things that you need to do to be successful in the playoffs. Run the football and be able to stop the run and get after the quarterback. You have to get out of the quarterback. You have to rattle the cages of these quarterbacks. If you let these quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes, CJ Stroud, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, if you let these guys just roam around, man, these guys will destroy you and they'll kill you. So we'll see, man, what's going to happen at the end of the day if the Lions are going to make the move to bring in a Myles Garrett. But, man, this is straight up a no-brainer. You bring Myles Garrett in. All right, guys, this is Raw Detroit. Leave it in the comment sections. Let me know what you're thinking and how you're feeling about grabbing a dude like Myles Garrett. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Till the next time. Peace.
Stacking every month, put that work in, I deserve to stand. Bring the baddies to the front. It's the type of life that I want. It's the type of life that I want. It's the type of life that I want. Yeah. It's the type of life that I want. It's the type of life that I want. Look, I deserve some time away. I feel good cause I'm posted. Just won't put my feet in the sand. Ain't tryna be far from oceans. Don't want stress about nothing, just fruit and wine, I'm floating. Little vacation, little mimosa, yeah. Solo trips ain't really doing nothing but chillin'. Catch my eye, I might get active before it's back to business. You know me, I cross my T's, but right now I'm recharging. Put my phone on D&D, my emails out of office. Stacking every month, put that work in, I deserve to stand. Bring the baddies to the front. It's the type of life that I want. It's the type of life that